thank you so much for letting me in, sir. We're here today encouraging Bible reading. So do you know what God's name is?
No.
Really? What religion are you?
I'm a Catholic.
Oh, they don't teach you God's name at the Catholic Church?
No.
Wow. Well, you know what? I'd like to share that with you. And here in Psalms 83 and verse 18, here it says, "May people know that you, whose name is Jehovah, you alone are the most high over all the earth." Now, isn't that interesting?
That's very interesting.
Yeah, your first time
Right.
learning God's name.
Right.
Very, very interesting. And you know what?
What?
Jehovah sent me to your door today.
Yeah.
Wasn't that loving of him?
It's very loving.
Yeah.
You're listening to The Critical Thought, where we challenge our listeners to use critical thinking when examining the teachings of Jehovah's Witnesses.
Hi, I'm Daniel.
I'm JT.
And the purpose of this video is to talk about how to best prepare for the Jehovah's Witnesses when they knock on your door. Oh boy, JT.
Yeah, it's very difficult for a non-Jehovah's Witness to prepare themselves to encounter a Jehovah's Witness.
Why is that?
Because the Jehovah's Witness is operating from the premise that there is nothing theologically or biblically that you can explain to me. And so when that is the person's perspective as they knock on your door, you are not having a conversation. A conversation is an exchange of thoughts, ideas, and views.
Yeah.
He has a pre-programmed script where he is going to ask you certain questions.
So do you know what God's name is?
No.
Do you ever wonder about what the future holds? This is the truth. Do you doubt it? Do you have any doubts whatsoever that this is the truth?
If you deviate from his script, he will not deviate.
Okay, that might be. And for all my Christians or non-Jehovah's Witnesses that are watching, we know this.
Okay.
My question to you, bruh, is even with that craziness, how to best prepare for a Jehovah's Witness when they knock on your door?
Well, from my perspective, it is almost impossible to.
Say what?
Almost impossible to. That is why you often hear people say in all kinds of denominations who have encountered Jehovah's Witnesses. They often make the statement, I couldn't get nowhere with this guy. We were just going round and round in circles. And that is by design. The witness is taught never to concede. So if you're having a conversation with someone who will never concede that your thought has any worth, how will you be able to make any progress with a person like that?
So we might not be able to make progress, but we should still be able to prepare. I'm asking you to answer the question, how to best prepare. You were born in the truth, bethelite, with an emphasis on light, L-I-T.
L-I-T. I wasn't a Bethel heavy.
Okay. Given some of the admissions in terms of this lightweight homework you've been doing.
All right.
You giving me a lightweight answer, bruh.
No.
How to best prepare. My peeps out there need to know.
Well, your peeps are going to find out that when they encounter a well-polished Jehovah's Witness, they're not going to make any progress. That is the complaint most denominations have. Most people in various denominations often have theological or biblical conversations where there's an understanding that, you got a good point. And this is the whole point. The Jehovah's Witness is not going to tell you that you got a good point on a biblical topic that differs from what the Watchtower writers have in their pamphlet.
All right, time out. I'm going to switch the question and come back to the original question because you're not answering the original question.
Oh, I have to answer. You still like to answer.
Why are there typically two witnesses that always knock on the door, meet me at the gas station, standing at the airport? What's up with the dynamic duo format?
Well, Jehovah's will tell you, Jesus sent them out in twos, okay? But for Jehovah's Witnesses' purpose, they're there to support each other. It's often noted when people are talking to witnesses, you can talk to one person and that person will basically start to listen almost. Person at the door think they're making progress. The second witness will check them. If you watch some of the videos that some of the former Jehovah's Witnesses have done, and many of them are very good, they'll have these street encounters. You have two witnesses at the cart. And they'll be asking excellent questions, reasonable questions, logical questions. And the witness will be like, yeah, that's right. That makes sense. And the other witness will be like, no, we can't get that kind of answer. Even if it's right, we can't give it because it conflicts with what we've been taught.
Okay, so I hear you saying number one thing that we can do to prepare is to be prepared for a circular conversation.
Oh, yeah.
Number two, try to have a one-on-one conversation as part of my preparation. One-on-one conversation with the witness that's knocking on my door. Is that right?
That would be the easiest way in which to talk to a witness. But if you have two witnesses at your door, that's gonna be almost impossible, because the witness knows. See, first of all, you don't know the relationship between the two people standing at the door.
True.
You can have a person who's standing at the door who is an elder. You have a person who's standing at the door who's a ministerial servant. Well, the ministerial servant knows that the elder is going to see how well you can defend the faith. So when the ministerial servant starts conceding that you're right and that's a good point, he know he in trouble when he get back in that car. He in trouble. So you don't know the dynamics of who is at your door. And so as a result, the witness, he has to make sure that he doesn't say that. And so I've had the personal experience of actually getting witnesses when they're by themselves, and they'll say, and they'll make a statement, I don't mention this around, other witnesses, but but he would not say that in front of witnesses. The best example I can think of is what I noticed with people who are current Jehovah's Witnesses who may decide to go online. Online, you can chit chat 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days. Let an elder be standing beside them at their house when they log onto that website.
Okay. So I'm hearing you say. Number one, be prepared for circular reasoning.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Number two, attempt to have a one-on-one conversation.
Yes.
Though it'll be difficult to get them one-on-one. Number three, it would seem to me, JT, that there'd be 2 or 3 silver bullet questions that I or we could be asking when a witness knocks on our door, we see him at the gas station or in the field.
Okay.
I would think that those questions would be about Jesus and Jesus not being the mediator for me and my family or you.
Okay.
What are those 2 to 3 subjects, if not the specific question, what are the specific subjects we should be probing about?
Well, it takes you back to what I said before. Okay.
Like talking to a witness.
That's exactly right. If you are going to raise a subject matter that involves the Bible and your perspective or your view differs from that is published in the Watchtower magazine, the Watchtower writers in New York have already given him the answer. He has the answer. So you're not going to give him the answer. That is one of the reasons why witnesses typically, historically, they wouldn't even accept your pamphlets from your church. You could have a pamphlet. I got a pamphlet. You take the magazine, and you could say, "Let me leave you something that our church put out. It's about marriage." Witnesses not going to take it. Now, over the years, more witnesses have become more politically correct. So instead of just shutting you down at the door, no, we don't take other people's religious material. They'll take it. That's the polished wit. Oh, thank you very much. When he gets to the car, he drops in the trash can. So you get that, and this is the whole point I try to stress to people. It goes back to what we have always said. It is very important to understand how do high control groups behave. How do groups that we classify as cults behave? You cannot get cult status. You cannot get high control group status if you don't do what high control groups and cults do. And that's what they do. They have no ability to logically consider others' views. That's just the way it works. And I think it's probably the saddest part of all. I mean, it's
so, bruh, in summary for our viewers, the question on the floor is how to best prepare for when the Jehovah's Witnesses knock on your door. What is your succinct answer?
Very simple. Prepare not to be able to make as much progress as you think you should. It's just that simple.
Be prepared for circular reasoning.
Circular reasoning.
Number 2, try to get them one-on-one.
Need to get them one-on-one.
Number 3, have a couple of subjects or smart questions to ask. And number 4, maybe have them come back once, twice, 3 times where you can go deep instead of wide.
Yes. That would probably be the best way. But once again, they will return with another partner. And this partner may be circuit overseer. So as I said, this is what high control groups do. You can't get high control group status without doing what they do. And what high control groups do is they refuse to acknowledge or concede that your position, your views, your thoughts, your ideas have any merit or value.
So for me, this sounds like modern day Pharisees.
Yes.
They know it all.
Yes.
There's a spiritual arrogance about them.
That's exactly right.
We know what we're talking about. You don't know what you're talking
And that's
about.
really the bottom line.
Read our stuff. Your stuff is going in
That's
the trash.
exactly right. And that is probably the saddest part about when people encounter Jehovah's Witnesses. They can't believe it. You know, this guy had no respect for nothing I believe. And that's what makes them a high control group. So people need just the same as we tell people in the organization who are leaving, they need to keep in mind that they're going to get certain responses. For people who are not Jehovah's Witnesses, who belong to various denominations, you have a cousin, an uncle, next door neighbor, guy you work with. They will tell you these stories, round and round and round and round, because the witness has been taught you never concede anything the Watchtower writers have said to anybody. You got to love
Ooh,
it.
have mercy.
But now I will tell you this, Daniel. There have been people, witnesses, who they have been spoken to at the door by people of the denominations, and they have oftentimes raised something that they are personally impacted by. Something happens in their life that causes them to take a moment, take a pause.
Sure.
And it's at that point that witness may be willing to give a second consideration to a different perspective.
Yeah.
That you will get.
Yeah, I've heard a speaker call it significant emotional moment.
Yes.
SEE,
Yeah,
where you
excellent.
literally see what's going on.
Yeah.
Because it's a heart thing.
It is.
And if the heart is made open because of an emotional event,
Yes.
then the logic starts to go up as that emotion goes up.
Yeah, and so you get the combination of, once again, you're telling a witness who, see, witnesses have invested their entire life into what is in those magazines. So for you to stand at the door and say, well, I don't know, you might be on the wrong path, that hurts. That's painful. That's
Bruh,
painful.
for the viewers watching this video,
I know, right?
I mean, this brother's wearing me down. And he's not even an active witness anymore. Circular, taking long and strong.
Yeah.
But I think the message of this video is that you've got to not run and hide when witnesses knock on your door.
Oh, no.
They knock on our doors, we have an obligation to knock back.
Yeah, that's true.
And I think we knock back by praying, having an open heart, being loving,
Yes.
asking smart questions, getting folks maybe one-on-one, inviting them to come back, be prepared for circular reasoning. And I don't know, there might have been one or two other things that you said, but you got me on the ropes here, rope-a-dope, and anything else in terms of how to best prepare, bruh?
One, you need to be familiar with their teaching, and two, you need to know their culture. And this is the culture of Jehovah's Witnesses.
Now that's good. In business, we say culture is eating strategy for breakfast. I think the translation here is culture is eating the truth for breakfast.
Yes.
Because if the culture is we know it all, they don't go seek for truth. If the culture is making them think in a Pharisaic way, they got it going on and got it going strong, they don't listen to others, which makes it very difficult to be helpful to Jehovah's Witnesses and have an honest conversation versus a unilateral presentation.
Good point.
What do you
Excellent. Excellent point, man. Thank you so much.
Dan the man and
JT.
the chocolate boy wonder. God bless.
Take care. Bye-bye.
This program was sponsored by Critical Thinkers.